welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show in celebration of Black Music Month. We got the artists coming through the door like popcorn. And I love it. You know, I'm usually not up this early doing the show, but because we got a special guest that wanted to be here, he asked to be here. I wanted him here. I had to reach out to get him here, and he said, Dre, whatever you need, I'm on the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome into the studio my man
Virgil.
What's up, big man? I'm doing great. So let's get right into it. We rapped a little bit about your journey. I read about your journey. Single, musical artist, video productionist. The list goes on. Keep the viewers in the mind of Virgil.
Okay, well, how y'all doing out there? Everybody tuned into the Andre The Beast Crayton show. My name is Virgil. The mind of me. I just like to add value wherever I can add value. It wasn't always like that. Everlasting journey.
What do you mean like everlasting journey?
I learn something new every day about myself, about the world, about the people around me, about the higher essence that I believe in. I learn every day.
Give me some of the things that you learned that elevated you, that motivated you, and how you learned from it.
Well, one of the most interesting things I learned about myself is that I'm not a machine. When I say that, a lot of people, some people may be able to relate when I say this, as far as trying to have so many talents or have your hands in so many pots.
Right.
You can't do that and expect yourself to come out on the other end as a healthy man, as a healthy human being. So just taking my health into consideration and kind of sacrificing some daily tasks that I would take on prior to this thinking. You know? So when I say I'm not a machine, really just giving myself grace as a human, because I know sometimes, and you may fall victim to this, just getting in the habit.
That's why I'm keeping my mouth shut.
just getting in the habit of work, like, because like sometimes you feel like you on a rat in a rat race, you know. So yeah.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience, or did somebody along the way, like a relative or somebody you saw doing this and saw the spinning like a hamster on a wheel, and you said, you know what, I don't want to do that?
Partially, that latter part.
Really?
Like definitely, I definitely grew up seeing like people doing things where I feel like, okay, they're comfortable. They may be content with what they're doing, but I may want to reach for something a little higher. Also, it comes from experience as well. I'm a freelance graphic designer. I've been doing graphic design for about 17 years now. Not professionally. I've been doing it professionally for about 10 years.
Right.
But just doing it on my own, for my own craft. I've been doing it for about 17 years. And once I got into doing it for business for other people, I started putting more weight on myself, just taking on projects, maybe not having systems in order where I'm asking for a deposit. I'm thinking about, oh man, maybe they may not have the money that I'm looking for, so maybe I have to tone it down a little bit and just take something that may not be actually worth me doing this project and just go ahead and sacrifice. And it's like just having so many of those back to back to back, it can wane on you. So I definitely think that's just one of the experiences where I just had to take myself out of the mix and just look at the bigger picture. Just look at the bigger picture without me in it, and figure out, okay, how am I going to survive if I'm not in that bigger picture? Or if I put myself back in that position, right, how am I going to, not to sound like a capitalist, but how am I going to capitalize?
Nothing wrong with that. How you going to make money and pay bills?
Got to feed, got to keep the lights on. Yeah, I like to dress nice. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it's just different experiences personally and things I observe. I'm an observer, like a mug.
So then, what was the other part? What was this? You said it was numerous things. What was the other things?
Well, other things is also just investing time into people who may not may not be on the same page.
I'm waiting on you to come on out with it. Yeah.
Just investing time, emotion, sweat equity.
Give me an example of that, because a lot of people don't understand that. We have a tendency to have something in our mind, a project, and you mentioned a little bit about, I'll let you tell that story, even in the music industry, and you think these individuals are on the same page and they're not willing to invest their own time in it. But go back to what you were saying, elaborate on that a little bit more.
Well, just to use a very, very early example, when I was trying to get I told you earlier, when I was trying to get my friends to be in my rap group and things like that.
But tell me real quick, who you went to school with during this time? When your friends and stuff was when you had your friends on.
Who I went to school with?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to, like that. Then it's not anybody that people gonna know now, but the school that I went to Westlake Middle School,
mm-hmm.
which is Babyface, king of Babyface Edmonds.
And I asked you, I was like, why didn't you collaborate with him?
Babyface, we generations apart,
okay.
But it always was like, you know how they say 6 degrees of separation,
right?
Well, now it's probably like 3 degrees of separation just with social media and everything. So I'm getting my okay. craft right. Okay. We're gonna approach Big Brother real soon. But just going to West Lane and North Central, and even before that, because I've been rapping since like 4th and 5th grade, just trying to get my friend group to come along and be rappers or be producers, be writers. Everybody wasn't really on the same page. Some people might want different things in the end goal, like in the end game.
Right.
Some people just want to be famous. When we're talking about the music industry, some people just want to be famous. Some people don't even want to be famous on Front Street. They want to be able to tell, hey, I put him on, right? That's another thing that I realize. It's like, okay, everybody may not want to,
but they want some credit.
Want some type of credit.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's nothing wrong with that if you did.
When did you decide to be a rapper?
I decided to be a rapper at the age of like 9 or 10. I started out writing poetry.
Really?
Yeah, writing poetry at home.
Give me a poetry.
Well, I haven't wrote a poem in a long time.
Tell me one you remember.
Okay, I had wrote a poem like right when 9/11 happened, when I was in 4th grade.
Okay.
And the beginning of it was, I'm tired of all the struggles and the pain, tired of all the mamas crying in the rain. I just remember them first 2 lines.
That's still deep.
My teacher's assistant in my classroom, she ended up taking it and getting it published in the Indianapolis Star.
Wow.
And I was like, interesting. So slowly but surely, me not even knowing.
How old was you when 9/11 happened?
10.
What was going through your mind?
What was going through my mind? It was just like, it was stir crazy at school. Like, it was like the latter part of school was just, it seemed like it was a dark cloud over the school. I didn't know what was going on. All the teachers kind of was like being very discreet. Then once I got home, that's when I seen on the news, like on the news station, Fox 59, like the towers were hit. So I didn't really understand it at the time.
Right.
But I started understanding, like, once they start implementing more security things, once we start being more educated on what formerly happened, and I believe George Bush was the president around then. So it was just a lot. But like I said, since a kid, I've always been an observer of just my environment, just my surroundings.
So even at the age of 10, you knew you wanted to be a musical artist and a rap man.
Yes.
Brother, who was your influencers?
My influence was Nas.
Why?
Nas is really one of the best when it comes down to being like a street poet. I feel like I feel like Nas, I can relate to Nas the artist so much. One of my other big influences was Lil Wayne. So like, I always been watching Lil Wayne from when he was with the Hot Boys,
mm-hmm.
to when the Hot Boys left, to when he had to put like the label on his back, and to who he is now. So Lil Wayne, Nas, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. I love them guys.
So did you take a little bit of everything from their careers and their struggles and put it into your life?
I believe I took how they can talk about things, but I talk about all my own experience. Like the things that they were talking about in their music, I can relate to. Like, not to put my age out there, I grew up using payphones, so I know what a payphone is. Like I had a lot of knowledge.
Don't
like
feel bad. My daughter doesn't know what a payphone is.
I had a lot of knowledge, probably what a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been knowing about as a kid, just due to my environment and things like that.
Tell me more about your environment, because I think when people hear this is Black Music Month, so I'm trying to also educate the individuals that don't know about really the rap game, about the music industry, and we talked about this. A lot of the rap music out there isn't really authentic. They tell a story, but the story isn't their story.
Correct.
You're here to tell your story, so tell me a little bit more about that inside.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to scale it down because I know
we got time.
30 minutes. Well, I grew up in a single parent household. Like I'm the middle child of 3 kids on my mama's side. My daddy's side, I'm probably like the 9th kid of like 15 to 16 kids. I don't have a relationship with my father at all. Like I know him. I met him as a kid and as a grown up, but I didn't grow up with a daddy. I grew up with a granddaddy. Okay. That's my.
How does that make you feel? Just not to cut you off, but how does that make you feel?
Growing up, it made me feel like I feel empty. I up until probably like 11 or 12. But my mother's family, that's been my and I also have like street family, like people who I'm not related to by blood, but like that's my family. Like you couldn't separate us. You know what I'm saying? But like growing up without a father and seeing my little brother go over his daddy in them house and seeing my big sister go over her daddy in them house, it didn't seem like abnormal until probably like 8 or 9. I'm just like, dang. So when I met my dad at 8 at a White Castle's, this is a long time ago. So when White Castle's on like 71st and Michigan, a long time ago. He asked me what I like. I told him I like computers. This is like 8 or 9. Didn't see him again until I was like 22. So wow. Yeah, so it like, but at the same time, my granddaddy had always been my rock. He passed away in 2007, but I used to go to work with my granddaddy every day. He's a child of sharecroppers from Troy, Alabama. Troy, really? Alabama is the same place that my man John Lewis came from. Okay. The black politician, black leader, Good Trouble. So my family is from the old South.
Did you talk to your mom or your granddad about your feelings about the emptiness with your dad? And did you talk to your dad about it?
Well, nah. Like we didn't grow up like that. Like it was just a thing where we got you, and you don't gotta question nothing. Like we got you. My mama family, like they had me, so that's my family. My granddaddy, he like every time I was with him, he always said like your daddy ain't worth 2 dead flies. So that's the education I got. He ain't nothing, but I went and I met him on my own as a grown up. You know what I'm saying? So we can have a conversation. It honestly, I felt good that I did it, but I didn't really feel like I needed to do it to complete myself.
But you did it because you was probably curious. You wanted to know what happened. There's always 2 sides. I tell people there's always 2 sides to every story. We did a thing here on Father's Day, and there was a lot of guys that had called in with the same situation that you were in, and my remarks to them was, always remember it's 2 sides to every story. And until you go and ask that individual, that father or that mother, the simple answer why, you never know. But my hat's off to you for at least going and trying to get some closure with that. How much stronger did that make you? Keep going with your story. I didn't mean to cut it off.
No, you good, brother. So just knowing that, like, so when it came down to the weekends when my brother would be gone or my sister would be gone, right, I would go over my auntie's house. My auntie, she raised my mother. My grandmother my actual grandmother passed away after giving birth to my mom. My mama is the youngest of 8 kids. I'm very family oriented.
I can tell. Yeah.
So I feel like that's what really drove me because my granddaddy always said he liked me. I'm not sure if it's because it's a middle child thing. He loved that I was quiet and like calculated just about things.
What's that thing? What they say about the middle child when they quiet? You better watch them.
Yeah, like a lot. Like I have my sneaky phase too. I went through a lot of phases where people thought like, what's going on? And it's just like stepping back as a more mature adult, I understand. So I feel like I can connect with the youth on the troubled youth because I went through a lot. But just coming up a single parent household, it really drove me to be creative. It drove me to use my imagination. Like I'm good with people, but I'm an extroverted, introvert. I can have the time of my life by myself, but I can also have the time of like make sure people around me have the time of their life. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, just on a positive level. So
You told me something. I guess I can share it. That going back to the family struggle that made you the way you are today. And I said, "Are you married with kids?" And you gave me a little. You said something that was really impactful. You mind sharing that?
yeah, I said negative.
I'm throwing you out there right now.
I said double negative. No, and it's like it's by choice. It's not. I would like to think I'm a handsome young fella, to give off a good vibe, the vibe. But nah, like for real, it's been a choice because like I don't want to repeat the history that I went through, just as far as like your father not being there or your father not being the superhero figure. I gotta be super daddy. So yeah. I really want to be in a position, and I know like I'm at the point where I know the time is never gonna be right. You're never gonna have the right amount of money. I used to think like that. Like when I get this bag right here, when I get this much, and we're gonna be able to live off this. That's when I can really open myself up to. Right now, I'm like, I'm imperialistic, just about getting everything spiritually, physically, financially, and I do be feeling behind. You feel? I'm in my 30s. And I mean, my friends, all my closest friends, their kids are in school or they going to middle school. So I do be feeling like I'm behind, but at the same time, I feel like I'm running my race.
Do you think that the trauma that happened, and we have to call it what it is some type of trauma, has paralyzed you so much that you would like that family, that music career, the whole 9 yards, but that seed still is planted back there? How deep is it planted?
It's very deep. I feel like we on the Andre The Beast Crayton show, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep it thorough. Like
I like that.
I meet some great women, and I'm not trying to sound like a Casanova or nothing like that. I meet some great people who happen to be women. Like when I start really I feel like I'm getting there with them. I end up sabotaging. I end up pulling back. I can't explain this to everybody because everybody's not gonna get it. But it's like just like what I was going back, what I said earlier about time is never gonna be right. The amount of money you got is never gonna be right.
Right.
I can verbally say that, but still in my head, I start a family. I'm not going back to living no projects. I grew up like that. I'm not going to live in no slums. I grew up like that. I'm not going to no shelter. I was born in that. So it's just a fear of going back to having to be back in the whole poverty, the whole thing of poverty. I feel like I graduated from that. Like I'm still graduating from that. Like I gotta get my family out.
Right.
I'm not rich or anything like that. My mindset is
your mindset,
but I'm still out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, so I think that fear is really be holding me back, and it's like, because I look at it like this. I'm in my 30s, got a newborn baby, and if I'm still trying to do music, and music ain't moved a needle, ain't paid a bill, my girl gonna be looking at me like, what are you doing? And I understand the thing about chasing dreams and having faith in your dreams, but I understand like getting kicked out and being on the street too. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I feel like then it's gonna be that, like, that's when I really put myself in the fight of what I need to be doing as a man and what I really should have been doing as Visualmania or Virgil the artist. Like so, it just be a struggle.
Because I'm gonna tell you why I asked that question. I'm glad you're being authentic because people need to understand you're an artist, and I guess what artist to me means that you have dreams, goals, ambitions, and through those, in order to get to those levels, there's got to be some type of pain. Everything can come out of glory because if everything is given to you, you don't appreciate anything else. But you've taken all of that hurt and all of that struggle and combined it into your artistry. Tell me about your music.
My music, I like to say, the music.
Let me rephrase it so it come out better for you. Take me down the struggle and to the showcase of your music, because we're gonna talk about that new single, because I know all of this pain is in that single. Like, share, review, do the whole 9 yards, people. You know what to do. This is Andre The Beast Crayton show.
Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Subscribe. Hit that button, hit that like, hit that share, man. It's going up. You feel me? Black Music Month. 50 years of hip hop, we in this thing. But okay. So from the struggle of the. Well, can you rephrase the question?
Based on all of the struggles that you went through, from the father to the trauma, the fears, they're all showcased in your music.
Mm-hmm.
Take the viewers from that struggle and how we got to this new track that's coming out.
Okay, well, I like to say I put pain on beats. I know somebody else coined that phrase before. I want to give a shout out to Soup of the Grind family. That's who I credit the Pain on Beats to. He had a mixtape back in like 2006, and once I heard that title, I was just like, Pain on Beats. That's like not something to live by, but that's a name that I could put on this channel. I feel like I gotta put this expression out through. So I would like to say a lot of my writing comes from me wanting to express the pain or me wanting to inform people and educate them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be a preacher. I'm not trying to be a pastor, a deacon, or nothing like that. I want people to relate to me as somebody that's out here just like them, that bleed just like them, that feel emotions just like them. So, like I was saying earlier, I'm not a machine. Had to get out of the whole chasing a radio song and really put myself into my craft, into the music, and into the expression of the visuals and things like that. For a long time I wasn't doing it. I was looking at this like a job, but this is my life. So from that, everything started becoming more positive. It started feeling like I'm having fun again. I went through two trials of depression where I was still doing music, but I wasn't putting music out. So just the thing that brought me through the fire is going back and looking at all the progress I made from my first song to the songs I was doing on my phone to the songs I was doing in middle school and things like that, and like the small or the major recognition that I got. I don't feel like I was getting validated enough from like my peers where I live at in my city, but I was getting support though. So the people that were supporting me, that's who I figured I had to zero in on.
Right.
They're gonna be my that's my team. You know what I'm saying? That's really my team. So from that, I just decided to start turning things up. So that's how I got the single Uno. That's how I came up with that. And my boy Floyd Miles, who actually met at an open mic when I was going to Indiana State University back in 2013. He's a great vocalist. I'm not sure. I think he's doing. He's mixing this stuff up now, so you can go get R&B, you can go and get Afrobeat. So make sure I check out Floyd Miles. But I met Floyd, and I had a microphone in my dorm. Like I've been chasing y'all. I've been chasing y'all to be my fans, not my fans, but my fam. I've been trying to get in y'all iPad since 2004. But look though, so like 2013, I had like a little setup in my room, and we was just recording songs. Didn't really come. I was going through, it was my freshman year, like my freshman and sophomore year of college, so I was on some BS too, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I was doing the music, but the stuff I did previously kind of was carrying me over, so I was kind of getting content, you know what I'm saying? So just came up with the idea to do my album Curley's Cleaners in 2013. didn't really I was going through life, didn't get to finish the project until 2015. Me and Floyd, we went in and we did a newer song. Uno, that came about me just sitting in my manager Delroy house. I gotta take my hat off to Delroy, man. He didn't help me really become Delroy, Quate, Quana, Cal, Montel, you feel me? Conan, Smooth, like these my OGs from the 219. You feel me? So I'm 317 and 219. I wasn't born and raised in the 219, but like I got love for the 219. That's how I'm
wrong with that.
That's how I'm coming in the whole state. The whole state, everybody. I represent the whole Indiana. But like, so I was over my manager Delroy house, and I was just on Fruity Loops, just putting samples and putting loops together. Came up with the I found the samples to put into Uno, and then I just got on auto tune. I was coming up with some stuff. We laid the skeleton of the record. I wrote the verses. I write all my verses. If y'all need a verse wrote, come holler at your boy. I got you, and I won't charge you that much. But yeah. So
not yet. You won't.
Not yet. But probably do it for the free if you're from Indiana. Let's get it.
Okay.
But came up with the sample right then and there. Probably made the beat within an hour. I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you I did it in 15 minutes. Like I'm a makeshift producer.
What do you like? What we're gonna go back to what you did, finishing it up. What do you like best? Producing, writing,
or performing?
Performing. Which one?
Quiet as kept. I like performing the best.
Why?
It's an experience. I feel like it's an experience that somebody can walk away with versus going and seeing me make a track on YouTube or going and see me rapping on Instagram. If you actually at a show, or if like not literally, but if I could touch you in some type of way where we in the same building, we like, I feel like that's so powerful. So I feel like performing is my favorite, because I feel like the listener or the consumer or my fam that's there attending with me, they get the most out of me. Like they actually can have an influence on my performance. They can pump me up. They could probably make me cry.
Now, now you said we're gonna go back to the finishing up the album, how you came with the new album, but you share something else. I'm trying to get all the juice out for the viewers. You like video production.
Yeah.
Tell me about that real quick.
Well, I like in the future I want to be a film director. I want to direct films, like not like music video movies. I want to direct actual like Quentin Tarantino style films, or Martin Scorsese style films, or James Cameron type.
Where did that come from?
It just came from my imagination. I feel like I've always been like a visual person, a visionary person. I can't. What's the term they call it when you can remember stuff by seeing it? Is it
photogenic?
Photographic memory.
Photographic memory.
So I have that. Like I have memories from a child before I had all my teeth. Like I have vivid memories that I know I didn't make up. So just and also being in the vein of storytelling, I want to be a visual storyteller. So that's where my love and my passion for video production, film analysis comes from. So I'm very big on. I'm a critic for real. So
you love movies anyway.
I love movies.
What's your favorite movie? You get 3.
I get 3.
I give you 5. I give you 5. 3 is not a good number to go. We go with 5.
I'm gonna go to Godfather 2. Okay. Number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Malcolm X. Shout out to Denzel.
Okay, 2 more.
Number 4. Ooh-wee. Number 4, I ain't even said nothing from my horror bag yet. Number 4, I'm gonna have to go with something from sci-fi. So I'm gonna have to go with the original Alien.
Okay.
Alien is set up a lot of things for the sci-fi movies that's going on now. And then number 5, favorite movie. I'm gonna say Pulp Fiction.
Really? Okay.
Say Prohibition. Hey, Samuel L. Jackson really was killing this as Jules, man, for real. Like the dialogue that he was just having from having the divine intervention,
Right.
and then the way the movie is cut up, like the chronological order, how the movie is cut up, like it really.
So you really study the movies that you watch, and that probably said I can do this.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
can do this. Before we wrap up, how can the viewers get in contact with you for performing to get that new album, the whole 9 yards?
So you can follow me on all social platforms at Visualmania. That's VIZZOLMANIA, Visualmania. Or you can just I'm on all platforms at Visualmania, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
And when is the new album dropping?
Well,
is it an album or is it a single?
My new single is out right now. It's called Uno, featuring Floyd Miles. It's going crazy. Shout out to Biggs Radio. They've been streaming. It's about to take over the clubs. So, and it's really for the ladies. For
How can they hear it? How can they hear that track?
That's available right now on Amazon Music, all the major streaming platforms: Amazon Music, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Deezer. Yes, sir.
Give me something. Give me a sample of not even this album, but give me something that you remember. A first beat, a first line, a first hook. Show the viewers your talent for real. Uh-oh, he putting his sunglasses on.
Hey, young and hungry, grew up struggling, middle school I start hustling. Everybody knew I been flowing, been had face card host still on me. Had a show in Harville, one deep it's just me and Royski. They threw their hood in my face, I hit first cause I ain't going. I'ma stand my ground surrounded by people trying to jump on me. Hope I get to that bourbon, I wanna come back with that 40. Learned at an early age, get that money and try to get home for shit get ugly. Gotta have heat when you walk through the tundra, being picked last turned me to a monster. Ain't just talking when I say that I love you, but lately showing me more why I can't trust you, gotta get cut loose. Getting to the root of my troubles, buried alive when I was smothered. I came back like the shredder, the ghost of Mega Evers, causing good trouble. They don't know what's coming to them. Seeing my people flourish, smiling faces while I'm running to it. OG came from Alabama, same town as John Lewis. I come from a different clock, my legacy can't end on bullshit. Hitting the gas without no destination. Exotics facing them. I don't know where I'm headed, hope it's better than where I came from. Ain't never ran from nothing, but I hit the ground running. Through troubled waters, hit the shore, I got my town bubbling. Okay, tell me what you see when you see me and you ain't lost nothing. Trying to tell me how to get some M's, you ain't got none. Gotta shoot your shot right now, it's a good day for you to boss up. Them losses I had to chalk up, pray for anybody that crosses. It's Virgil.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was live and in person on the Andre The Beast Crayton Show with my man in the house, Virgil.
Virgil!
Remember, subscribe, like, share, do the whole 9 yards. Support Black Music Month. This is Andre The Beast, and you've been watching Andre The Beast Crayton.